very happy with our ability to pull away. There were obviously some moments there that it looked a little questionable if we were going to be able to do that. But our ability to stay locked in defensively, get big stops, thought was a really big deal. Playing without Jill is always very difficult, but the rest of the team stepped up, especially Tanea. We had people play big minutes, and this was a must-win game. And I think Kansas and us felt the same way about that, and we were very fortunate to pull away.
Coach, you kind of touched on it a little bit. Hilton had 21 points. They all came in the second half and overtime period. Reagan Jackson stepped up big, 39 minutes. That's her season and career high. Just how big was that for the team, given Hayes fouling out early in the fourth?
Yeah, Tanea has the ability to do so many things for our team. Sometimes it just takes her a minute to settle in, and I think I've said that before about her. But it's her leadership, her composure. I thought she was incredibly calm today, and I know that that's not the first time I've said that, and I feel like when she is that way on the floor, our team feels far more confident. Reagan, one of her best attributes is that she's in tremendous shape, and that's why you can get the same player for 39 minutes and why I trust her to be out there that long. And Ari is not doing well. Her foot hurts really bad, and for her team today, she showed up for 37 minutes.
And then you touched on it a little bit, giving up that double-digit lead late in the fourth, I know hurts, but just talk about, the fight in this team. You guys came back, really fought in overtime and pulled out a gritty win. Yeah,
I think that's the composure part, and it was Tanea. It was also Jill continuing to be involved on the bench. Those moments are heartbreaking for her, because the last thing that she wants to do is not be on the floor with her team and to help. But I thought she did a tremendous job passing the ball with 4 assists today. She's getting so much better at not getting frustrated when people are collapsing and doubling and not giving her a lot of space. So, yeah, I attribute that to just the leadership. When we have to change our lineups, we have to sub when Jill fouls out. That's just not how we practice. So I think it's normal for our offense to look a little discombobulated, and that's what I saw out there for those few minutes. But, we were able to get it figured out.
You kind of touched on that leadership. How did the veterans of this team really step up and guide the team to the win?
Yeah, I thought they were talking the entire time. I could hear their voices, what we were doing defensively. Someone hung their head. I heard them picking them up, which was a big emphasis for us. I think people notice when you watch us play that we can separate sometimes and play some 1v1 ball, which is not beneficial in any space. But we have kids that want to win, and they are really good offensive players. And what I thought we did today was not allow that to happen. I thought they were very intentional about pulling each other back in. Anytime someone started to waver or get in their head about what just happened, I thought that they all 13 of them, even the ones that weren't dressed, did a great job of being a team today.
And then there was another great crowd on hand tonight.
Yeah.
How did Bearcat Nation impact the game?
Yeah, when you can hear people cheering for you, it makes all the difference. And I think that even we could hear when we missed some free throws down that stretch, you could hear multiple people saying, it's okay, make the next one, make the next one. I don't know if fans realize and supporters realize how much those words mean. Like when you can hear something positive, when all you can have are negative thoughts because you know that you've missed this really important shot, it matters and it lifts them up. And it encourages them to continue to lift each other up. So having people show up in the game, we appreciate it greatly, and we know that it helps us win these games like this.
At the end of regulation, Kansas had 3 players with 4 fouls. Mm-hmm. It seemed like the key in overtime was, at least at the beginning, driving to the basket, trying to draw contact. Was that kind of the key going in, just trying to get them to either foul you or kind of pull back because they don't want to foul you?
No, absolutely. The very first play got Ari a catch on the block. Ari is not necessarily a tall guard, but she's incredibly strong. So we were very confident 1 or 2 things were going to happen. They were going to have to push her to get her off the block, or she was going to get a bucket. So, yeah, we thought that was the advantage that we could have, is getting to the free throw line. And obviously not making as many as we would have liked towards the end, but it proved to be something that was good for us.
And then we're already at 6 wins, and we're already at 6 wins in conference play this season. You had 5 all of last season with conference wins. Just talk about the growth of this team and what it means to you and the staff and everybody, the players, that, seeing the improvement this season especially.
Since we concentrate on our own journey and we walk our own path, we just pay attention to exactly what you just said, the progress that we're making. We do our best to shut out noise. We do our best to not be distracted, pay attention to what anyone else thinks except the people that cheer for us. And we know that that's the people in our program and the people that show up. So we're really proud. We are. We don't want to be satisfied or complacent, though. I think that when we talk about these things, we need to continue to speak NCAA. We need to continue to keep those ideals alive, because that is what Cincinnati basketball is about, is getting in the postseason and competing. And it's okay for us to set our sights really high and to try to chase those goals, and that's what we're going to keep doing.
And then last one, the Kansas coach, when he was in here, talked about, that was his first time here and how the crowd really played a factor. What's the message to students? You got a big game Wednesday night against Kansas State, tough opponent. What's the message to the crowd and students, anybody coming out to the game on Wednesday?
Yeah, show up. Show up and watch some good basketball, watch us compete. Let people know that we have a presence in the Big 12. That people come here. The goal is to turn into a place where people do not want to come play. I don't want to go in that arena. It's so loud. There's so many people. The student section is always talking to us. The fans are always cheering. And I think that that's something that gives these teams in our league an edge. And we would love nothing more than to have the same one. Thank you. I appreciate y'all.